Body game exposes the women who are performers. There are three types of women that generally exist in the world nowadays. Most people only know the common two, which is the hoe, the one who is maybe doing it for a profession, doing it for money, or just generally she's just a hoe because that's her nature. That's just in her. That's her upbringing. Maybe she didn't have a father in her life. Maybe she just is very lustful. Who knows? But she's a hoe. But she's an honest hoe though. Then we have the wife quality woman. The woman who's at the top of the top. She's like she's like a female's version of a high value man. The high quality woman, which is the wife material. The one every man desires, every man dreams of. She will make a great wife, a great mother. Right? But the woman who is like the hidden tier woman who most men don't know about, if you haven't been on Body Game, you definitely won't know. But if you're on Body Game, you either experienced this already or you will experience this very soon because you're going to be attracting way more women. The third tier woman who's in the middle, she is what I like to call the performer. The reason why she's a performer is because she's in between the hoe and the wife material, meaning she may have had maybe 2 to 3 relationships, like genuine relationships, boyfriends in the past, but she might have had 3 to 7 hookups. And when I say hookups, I mean like either one night stand or situationships. One night stand, we all know what that means, but situationships could mean she was talking to a guy for maybe a couple of months. They were talking or dating. They like to use the word dating or talking. But in simple terms, what that means is he was getting sexual access, but without the commitment. He was pounding her and getting his fucking cock sucked, but without the commitment. And she was fine with that, transaction because he was desirable. He was what she lusted over. He was what she was attracted to. In her eyes, he had a great sexual market value. So, the mid-tier woman who is a performer, what you have to realize is they're very deceptive and very good at what they do. They put on a show. They give you, the audience, what you want to hear and see. They do this because they understand that the truth will cause them access to you. So they perform who they believe you want them to be, like or be in general, in order to get access to you. How do they do this? Well, as a man, when you first meet a performer, right, you're maybe not, if you've just been on self-improvement or if you've been on for a while, you maybe are not as strict or stern when it comes to putting your standards on the line, wearing your boundaries on your sleeve. Not the general boundaries, which is don't cheat on me, don't disrespect me. Not the general ones, but I'm talking about the ones for the guys out there who don't like their girlfriend to have a public Instagram page when she's showing her backside or posting promiscuous photos in, promiscuous outfits. Those type boundaries. The guys who prefer the girls to have private pages to where they have vetted people in there. Only guy she has is maybe a brother or a dad or uncle, cousin maybe. But no, nothing other than that. No guy friends. I'm talking about those boundaries. Those kind of boundaries. You don't want your girl going out and partying and drinking. And it sounds controlling and whatnot. And you're fucking controlling or you're insecure. If a man having boundaries in which protects his relationships and brings security into his relationships If you call that being insecure and being controlling, then fuck it. I guess we're insecure and controlling. I'll be the first to stand up and say it. Call me insecure, call me controlling. Those are my boundaries. These are my standards. You have to wear them on your sleeve, because when you don't wear them on your sleeve, what happens is the woman comes into your life and she performs with ease. You make the performance easy because there's no expectations. So when there's no expectations, no standards, no boundaries, the performance is easy. And you being a guy who is a fucking Chad, I mean, you look good, you smell good, you know, you got a good mindset. You got everything going for yourself to the point to where she's like, God damn, this is my dream guy. This is the dream dude for me. But to you, she's like maybe mid, she's maybe above average. But you never attracted that before you got onto self-improvement. So now that you're on it and you're finally getting it, to you it's just like, oh wow, shit, come on in. And she's flattering you with compliments, fucking jacking your dick damn near because she's stroking your ego, telling you how good you look, telling you she's never met a guy like you before, and you just getting this big ass bubble head. Oh really? Oh really? I guess I'm just this a fucking amazing guy. She's never had one like me. And you feel special, you feel important, you feel like the man. How you feel like the man, yeah. You actually feeling your balls now. But the thing is this, bro. That type of girl is hyping you up. She hypes you up to the point you thinking in your mind, ah damn, this girl sees me as a superstar. I might as well just go ahead and take her right to Pound Town. Take her right to the sheets. Put her fucking head through the billboard. But the thing is this, right? You forgot to vet her. You forgot to vet her to see if she even qualified. Because anybody can audition, but do they qualify is the question. So you let this goofy performer put on a show, hype you up. Mind you, you probably done told her the type of girl you're looking for. Oh, I'm looking for, you know, a good relationship with a girl who's honest, who's loyal, respectful. And she's like, yeah, what else? Tell me so I can, you know, build this character. Because you got what I want, buddy. And the only way I'm gonna get it is by being something that you want. It's not really a fair deal, a fair trade, because she's giving you the what I like to call the off-brand. She's giving you the counterfeit version of what you want. How the fuck is that fair? How is that right? But you didn't consider this because you don't have the full experience with these type of performers. Oh, they perform good. These motherfuckers might as well have been paid actresses. So you'll come to find out that although she have told you confidently, oh yes, I maybe had 2 to 3 boyfriends. Yeah, I had 2 to 3 boyfriends. And you're like, oh, that's not bad. You're thinking, oh my God, she's a fucking good girl. Only 2 to 3 boyfriends? Wow, that means she's only had 2 to 3 dicks. And you honestly fucking believe that, didn't you? Only 2 to 3 dicks. Like she's gonna tell you exactly how many sexual partners she's had or sexual relationships she's had. No. Don't even ask her what her body count is, because she's gonna lie. If she tell you 2 to 3, just assume that it's probably 3 to 4 times that. It'll be safe to assume that. Why? Because the performer knows that you want a high quality woman. Most importantly, the performer knows that a high value man, what do we value most in women? In the woman that we truly want and truly desire, what do we value most? The word starts with a P and it ends with a Y. It's not pussy. No, it's purity. Purity. We value the virgins, the woman who haven't been touched, who's not seasoned in dealing with men and relationships, who's not scarred or traumatized. We value purity. And so that's just to say they understand this instinctively. So they lie about their body count because they know that if they told you the truth, it will cost them access to you in the way that they want access. They know you'd still fuck them, but they know you wouldn't take them serious. You essentially are the thing that she wants so bad that she's willing to lie for. And she will take that lie to the grave if she can. If she can get away with it, she would die with that lie. Have you thinking that she's just innocent, woman, innocent wife quality woman. But you'll notice she's not, because you'll notice in her actions. Like, for example, you'll see she got a public page and she's posting provocative pictures. Or you'll see how her stories don't quite add up to what she's told you in the beginning, because once you tell one lie, you gotta tell another, and then another. And then you're like, oh shit, wait, what was the first lie I told me? Because I damn near forgot. It was so long ago. So then, you ask her certain questions along the time, and then you realize that the story kind of changes a bit. The narrative changes. But of course, you just think nothing of it and you brush past it. If this has been you, then you can attest to this. But if this hasn't been you, then trust and believe this conversation we're having right now will avoid it from being you, because you'll understand the importance of properly vetting every woman that comes into your life, even the ones that you just want to slay and play. Important to vet them, because you know why? Some of them are going to be genuine ripe fruits, and others are going to be, not so much, they're not ready yet. They may not be ready at all. Meaning, like, the women who aren't ready yet are the women who aren't on your level. They're not on self-improvement. They're stagnant in their mindset, which means they don't have much room for growth. It'll be damn near like you trying to be Captain Save-A-Fish and drag this goddamn person along with you, instead of it being a smooth, go. And with that being said, for those women who are not ready, you want to leave them where they are. Because this is important to keep in mind as well, is that if you are surrounding yourself and putting yourself too much, like if you're putting your energy, your time, your effort, your presence, your entire being, and you're focusing it too much on her, in the situation with her, in that simple-minded place, is going to affect you. It only takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. In other words, you are who you hang around. She'll begin to maybe slowly level up in certain ways because of you, but then because you're wasting so much time back here with her trying to help her level up, you're going to slowly start to pick up some of her bad habits. If she's a procrastinator, you might end up procrastinating on certain things. You may not be as disciplined until one day you snap out of it and you're like, oh, what the fuck I've been doing? But we're trying to avoid that. So that's why I'm giving you this breakdown. The women who are not ready, you want to leave them behind. How do you know if she's not ready? Well, before you even come and show her how you living, first observe and see how she's living. Because essentially you want to know who you're about to allow into your kingdom. You can't just let anybody in. That'd be foolish. Open the gates! We accept all. You want to vet who you allow into your kingdom. If this silly broad, this silly girl who is simple-minded and she's not ready because she's a degenerate, she drinks alcohol, she goes out and party, she doesn't like to read, so she just watches brain rot content that just fucking fucks up her dopamine receptors and overstimulates her. She vapes. Simple stuff like that, bro. You know she's not ready. You know she's not ready. Right? So just leave her be, bro. Everybody not gonna be able to make it. Everybody not gonna be along for the ride. But for the one who is ripe, ooh, the one who is ripe, I mean, she's ready. She fits the picture. She's not just here for tryouts, but she actually is qualified. Right? That is the one you open the gates up to, because you can work with those. You can work with those. You don't want to get a pig off the street and try to throw a goddamn jetpack on them to get them to fly. No. You want to go and get an eagle who already got wings and teach them how to fly according to your program. Teach them how to fly in alignment with you. And that's the right fruit. That's the woman who's ready for you. And then you got the spoiled fruit, the spoiled one. And that's just, of course, that's the one you stay away from completely as well. And that's the hoe. And most importantly, sometimes it could be the performer, like we talked about, which means she performs to make you believe, oh, well, I can fly too. Which way you want me to fly? Okay. And she tries to fly in the way you want her to fly, but she fucks it up because your standards and your boundaries. She's trying to fly in your direction to please you, but then when you're not looking, she's trying to turn and fly somewhere else, and then you're like, hey, cut, hey, this way. And she's like, you know, as you're trying to tell her, like, fly this way, damn it. We going this way, like we're trying to go. You turn around and you posting on IG, or you turn around and you drinking and trying to go out and party and dress promiscuously, or you know, you saying you been doing better and improving, but there's no results. I could have left you back at the damn the barnyard. I could have left you back at the damn stable, because I'm not trying to be Captain Save a Fish, right? I'm trying to go this way. Straight up, we got momentum. The turbulence is not slowing down. The train is not stopping. You have to have that attitude. And the thing is, the performer is going to reveal herself when you have that attitude. She's going to reveal herself. But you have to be able to be that guy who not only have standards and boundaries for himself, but also for the ones who are around him. Your friends, your family, your girls. I don't give a fuck who. Even your damn parents. That's right. But that's another topic from the other day, though. And now we're talking about the performer. The girl who is really shit, maybe dumb-brained, you know, she got, you know, a nut, the brain the size of a nut, or maybe she's low-key have a fucked up past, meaning like she may have had 2 to 3 relationships, but she probably had about 7 hookups. Guys she was talking to but was smashing with no commitment. And she keeps that a secret because she knows, because you're seeking purity, she'll never be qualified for that. So she tries to pretend to get the job. Be aware of the performer. On this self-improvement journey, on this self-improvement game, in this life, you're going to meet plenty of them. I can attest to that. I've been in situations. You're going to meet plenty of them. And I've had to leave them. I've dealt with performers and I had to, analyze and figure out, okay, a performer. I caught you, you sneaky bastard, because they are very sneaky and they're very deceptive. So once you find out they're a performer, you have to have the nuts. You take your hands and you make sure you got two nuts down there. And if you have the balls, you'll leave them and you keep it pushing, because the longer you stay with that performer, or with the the low quality woman, because the fucking pussy is nice, or she gives good head, or you're afraid of breaking up with her, or she's the first girl you ever really cared about because you just now getting girls after getting body game. The longer you stay with her, the longer you're going to make your future wife wait on you. Imagine that. The longer you stay in the position you're in now, or the more low quality women or performers you deal with, you're making your future wife stand there waiting for you, waiting to have your fucking children, waiting to be your wife, to serve you, to love you, to genuinely care for you in the way you deserve, in the way you desire. You're having her wait there alone. For what? For another man to come and swoop her up, to take her because she's without a man? She's waiting for you to be, to lead her, to guide her. She's waiting to serve you. But I'll say this. Analyze the situation you're in right now. Consider this. Ask yourself, is the woman I am with right now a performer? And I'll give you one way you can find out. This may be considered insecure. This may be considered, as I was saying earlier, cringe or whatever, childish, but don't always take the word for it. Don't always take the word. You may have to check that phone. You may have to check the phone. You may be telling yourself, yeah, but that's weird. I don't want to be considered, like controlling, or in like, I don't want to be in her privacy. When you're in a committed relationship, there is no privacy. And this is me, presuming that you're on body game and you have one of these women in your life. If you don't have it yet, then just listen up. If you do, this is directly to you. You have to make sure that the woman you're dealing with is not a performer. You have to make sure of this, because if she is, you're wasting your time. Unless you're using her for your benefit for some reason, or unless you're you're not going to be with her. But if that's the case, why waste your time? Why make your future wife wait on you? Why stunt your own growth dealing with this performer? Because she can cause you to, slow down. She can cause you to lose track, to lose focus, to get your eyes off the prize. You're going to deal with many performers in life on this journey. They come in all shapes and sizes. All shapes and sizes. They're like shapeshifters, like literally. But they all pretend to be pure, something that they're not. They know they're not, but they know they have to put up the mask in order to get the man, the high value man, because she knows what he's seeking. It's not the vagina. To him, that comes a dime a dozen. He wants the pure woman. So they try to portray to be the high quality wife material woman that they aren't, in order to get you and maintain you. But because you push on to them and the people around you, your standards, your boundaries, your expectations, they begin to fold in the performance, and then they slip up in little cracks, and you pick up on it, but you throw it away and you say, no, not her. It can't be, because she stroked your ego, because she told you a few made up stories, but yet you have no evidence of what she told you. Imagine this. Imagine you're in a conference room and you're about to make the biggest investment of your life. Standing between you in this investment room is a file and the investor, the man who, who owns the company that you're thinking about investing into. Let's pretend that this is the biggest investment you're about to make in your life. You're excited, you're pumped, you're fucking like enthusiastic because you know you're gonna get amazing returns from it. And he's telling you, oh yeah, this is a wonderful deal. It's gonna be great for you to invest with us and whatnot. We're gonna make good money together. You're gonna live a good life, get everything you want. And then he says, but one moment, please. Let me just go, I forgot a few of the other documents I need to bring. Let me just go ahead and grab them. I'll be right back. Excuse me for a moment. I'll give you a minute to think about it. And you're sitting there and you're thinking, but you notice he left a file. He left one important file. And that file was the file that literally would tell you whether or not that was going to be the investment that you were expecting it to be, that he told you it was going to be, or whether or not he was going to completely fuck you over and scam you. If you knew that in that file was that answer and he left to go, do what he needs to do and he'll be right back, would you be fucking completely honest? Would you peek into it to see? Or would you just sit there and just trust? Oh no, I trust his word. I know the answer in the file is right there and I can see it, and he wouldn't know. But you just, oh no, I trust him. Would you put your trust in his word, or would you be curious enough to want to see? Because it could potentially save your life if you looked in that file and seen that he was going to completely butt fuck you, meaning that you was going to be left with nothing. And I know that's a crazy analogy to use, but that's just to say that guy is the performer. That's the girl. The phone is that file. Most women leave evidence in the phone because you can't hide stupidity. Most women won't delete. Some will, but some won't. The one you're dealing with probably has evidence of multiple guys she's talking to right now. She probably sneaks off to go and get pounded by guys right now and comes back to you. Oh, hey, honey. Hey, baby. Kisses you on the fucking cheek after she was just sucking the dude's dick down the street. Come kisses you on the fucking cheek or on the lips. Call me insecure, but I'd rather be insecure than be a fucking jackass. So that's just one actionable step you can take. You don't have to, but that's something you can do. But for the most part, it's just about just being aware. So when they come across you, you just know how to properly vet them. You make sure the story adds up. And then, after you hear the story, you see how her actions are. And her actions are going to come from her character. Right? And you have to give her time. Before you commit, you have to give her time to see if she's truly performing. You see how long she can perform for. I mean, some women have performed for years. Some women even perform until they get married, and then that's when they get the divorce, and then they take the money and half of everything you own, and that's crazy. But that's another topic for another day. The main topic today is to beware of the performer, right? Because you're going to attract the hell a lot of them. So Beware, my friend.